Hey there, good morning. It's Elise. It is day 30 of the Instant Impact Challenge. Guys, I can't believe it's a month, depending on whether you count a month as 30 or 31 days. I'm going to be celebrating a month both today and tomorrow of the challenge, but it's so cool just to see what's happened in a month, and I feel like it's flown by too. And just for anybody who's new watching today's video or joining the challenge, because I know so many new people have been joining it, it's been really exciting to see. But about a month ago, I decided to dedicate the next year of my life to doing something that is kind, helpful, impactful for somebody else every day. And the whole kind of genesis, and my goal is to share about it with you guys here on social media so that you can follow along and hopefully do it too. But the genesis of this really started, I'll just give you guys a little bit of a backstory. It started about 4-ish months ago. June 1st of this year, I kind of unexpectedly left my previous career. I had done sales coaching for about 4 years, and there were some very sudden and unexpected changes at the company, and I felt like it was my time to go. It happened a lot faster than I expected, and it happened very abruptly. And I had felt very purposeful in what I was doing. Hey, Javier. Hey, Ricki. I'm so glad to see your shout out today. I'm going to be talking about what you do in a minute here. But yeah, I'd spent like 4 years of my life feeling very purposeful in what I was doing. Doing sales coaching. I built a big brand around that. I was doing for a year, I did a daily video tip around sales that I heard from people were really helpful to them. And so I felt like what I was doing was really making a difference every day. And I felt very fulfilled by that. And then kind of fast forward to June 1st of this year, where all of a sudden I'm no longer doing that. And I can't talk about anything that I used to talk about. And I also can't talk to anybody who I used to either work with or who was a client. So it's kind of, I don't know if you've ever had an experience where you have a radical identity shift that happens very quickly. And it was a really tough moment for me. Not even a moment. I mean, it was months. So I spent a couple months kind of like just recovering and trying to figure out, okay, I've built my whole identity around this. What am I going to do now? What am I going to do next? And fortunately, I've had an amazing career opportunity come up, which I'm still cannot talk about yet, but I will tell you guys about soon. Some of you guys know what I'm doing. Some of you are clients, and I'm super grateful for you, but I just can't publicly announce it yet, but I will be doing that in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. But it felt very frustrating to not be able to make an impact on the level that I felt like I was previously. And that was really where like the impetus for this challenge came from. Was I started thinking about like legacy, and okay, if I can't talk about things that I used to talk about, and if I can't talk to the people I used to talk to, what am I going to do for legacy? Like, I would not be happy dying right now without contributing anymore. Like, I wanted to find a way to contribute. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Bill. Thank you for the shout out here as well. But yeah, so I started just like really thinking about that question of legacy. And then right around that same time, my friend and colleague Greg Hyer passed away very unexpectedly. A lot of you guys know him. He passed away unexpectedly at age 39. And that to me was also this big like, wow, okay, so I turned 33 later this month. If I have 6 years left to live, what is my legacy going to be? And I'm guessing that some of you guys asked that question too. And it's such a big question that it's easier to just not think about it, right? It's easier to say, well, I'll figure it out down the road. Hey, ZT, good morning. Hello, glad you're here. And it's a lot easier just to push it to the side. But then my fear is that we keep pushing it to the side and then we never think about it. And then you die and you're like, well, what was my life all about? So the idea for the Instant Impact Challenge came because I thought, I know there is a way that each of us can do something that is purposeful and helpful and meaningful to other people, and that we would feel good about leaving a legacy, but that it doesn't have to be some massive like lightning strikes and thunder crashes and you decide to dedicate your whole life to this thing and you make a radical life change. I mean, maybe that is it, but I don't think it has to be that. I think it can be something really simple that we take 5 to 10 minutes a day to do for somebody else that serves them. And so that's really the goal of this challenge and why I've dedicated this next year of my life to doing that. And so thank you, Ricki. So are you. So with all of that being said, today, the challenge was inspired by the book Kindness Boomerang, which you guys know I've been going to that book almost every day for inspiration. It's an awesome book. You should check it out if you're looking for like a daily guide for something helpful you can do for somebody else. And today in the book, the challenge is to send a condolence card to somebody who lost someone recently. And that to me, so this is an insecurity of mine, and I talked about this in the description of the video, but I personally have never lost someone who I was really close to. Yes, Greg was a dear friend and we worked together, but like quite honestly, we were not best friends. I didn't talk to him all the time. I've never lost someone who was like a deep, like a true loved one. And while I am grateful that my family is still around, I'm super grateful for that, and that all my close friends are still around too. I've had a lot of friends and loved ones lose someone who's really close to them, and I don't really know what to do. It's kind of an awkward thing where it's like you can't imagine the pain that they're going through. And so from an outside perspective, sometimes it's like it's easier to just send condolences and then just like disappear because you don't know what to say. And this was, I had some interesting insight into this recently. So a new friend of mine, Ricki, who's here this morning, she has an awesome business called Break the Weight, and she really helps people struggling with grief after losing a loved one. And she created it just based upon her experience losing her mom at an early age. And I was in a conversation with her and with one of my colleagues and dear friends, AJ Vaden, as well recently. And AJ also lost her mom early. And it was really interesting to hear the two of them talk about the aftermath of losing someone and how the people who have not gone through that, they don't really know how to react. And yeah, like Ricki, I love your comment there that, yeah, it's like, I feel like it is important. And I remember, Ricki, you and AJ were talking about like casseroles are not going to fix this. It is not about how many casseroles you can bring over. But when you are in the shoes of someone who hasn't been through that before too, it's like you don't really know what to do. You don't really know how to support that person. And so for all you guys watching this video, like if you've gone through that, I highly recommend like follow Ricki online because that is her business. She helps people who are going through that grieving process, but also just listening to them, it was able to provide some insight into like what is truly going on in your heart when you do lose someone like that. And so Ricki says pumpkin pie might help. I like some pumpkin pie. I can do a pumpkin pie. I'm not gonna lie. Unintentional, terrible rhyme there. So anyway, today's challenge again is to send a condolence card to someone and just be whoever they need you to be in that moment to help support them through that. And so I will be sending one to someone I know who recently lost a loved one and just expressing as best I can my love for her and support for her. And I want to invite you to do the same. If you know someone who recently lost a loved one, reach out to them. Maybe it's sending a condolence card. Maybe it's sending a pumpkin pie like Ricki's talking about here. Also follow Ricki online for ideas on how to do this. This is not solicited. She didn't ask me to do this. I just wanted to share because I felt like she had some great insights. But that's the challenge for today, guys. So I hope you do it. If you know someone who could use your support, and just comment below with what you decide to do, or if you are someone who's lost a loved one, maybe like a tip or two on what would be helpful, what would be supportive, so that those of us who have not gone through that yet know how we can best support you. So y'all, that's it. This is a longer video, but I appreciate you guys for watching it and for participating. And it's day 30. It's exciting that we've made it through a month, 11 more to go. We'll see where this thing goes, but I think you guys are great, and I appreciate you being here and participating, and I wish all of you an amazing and blessed day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.